Alright guys, in the previous video we had started off our coding. We had defined some functionalities. We had just used the names check, leap, check, validate. We'll start defining them one by one. So we'll do with check, leap functionality first. So let me define it. Define check, leap. It takes an year. Let me say y. It takes an year as an input. And now, so if it is a century year, you have to check for divisibility by 400. Otherwise, you have to check for divisibility by 4. That is the procedure, right? So let's check that first. Century years, as I had said, the last two digits are zeros. So that is, they are divisible by 100. That is a check we are doing. If the year is divisible by 100. Year mod 100 is equal to 0. If that is the case, then it is a century year, and hence we have to check for divisibility by 400. Divisibility by 400, and if this is equal to 0, that is if it is divisible by 400, then you just say return true. True that it is a leap year. That is, it's a century year and it is divisible by 400, hence it is a leap year. So you return true. Else, that is, the check for divisibility by 400 fails. In that case, it is not a leap year. So you should return false, right? And now, this is the procedure if it is a century year. If it is not a century year, so that comes under the else part. If this particular condition, divisibility by 100 fails, what if the input is 2004? It's not divisible by 100, so this would fail. So here we have to go ahead with checking for divisibility by 4. So we'll do that. If year mod 4 is equal to 0, then you return true. That is, it is a leap year. Else, that is, if it is not divisible by 4. So for example, an input like 2007 would fall under this category. Return false, that is not a leap year. So the logic is, if it is a century year, you should check for divisibility by 400. Otherwise, you should check for divisibility by 4. So let us trace through some inputs. If it is 1800, that is 1800 is the year that is passed to it. So 1800 mod 0 is mod 100 is 0. 1800 is a century year. So you check for divisibility by 400. 1800 mod 400 is not equal to 0. So it comes under else part and says false. That is, 1800 is not a leap year. Yes, it is true. It works fine. What if the input is 2000? 2000 mod 100 is 0. Yes, okay, it comes inside. 2000 mod 400 is 0. Yes, so it returns true. It says 2000 is a leap year, which is true. What if the input is 2016? 2016 mod 100 is not equal to 0, so it comes into this else part. It checks for divisibility by 4. 2016 mod 4 is equal to 0, so it says true. Yes, 2016 is a leap year is what it says, which is true. If your input is 2009 mod 0, 2009 mod 100 is not equal to 0, so it comes into the else part. It checks for divisibility by 4. 2009 mod 4 is not equal to 0, so it comes into the else part and returns false. It says 2009 is not a leap year. Yes, it is true. So for all possible inputs, this thing works fine. So we have correctly coded the mechanism by which we can check if a given year is a leap year or not. So we are done with check leap. See, the warning symbol has vanished. There is just one warning symbol for check valid date. It involves these 4 factors. So we'll see that in the next part of the video.